Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ella, your 7 of 8. Not 7 of 9, okay? 7 of 8 because I'm 7 out of 8 siblings. Yeah, if you like my outfit, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment down below for some suggestions and recommendations. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, today's video we're going to be watching the largest black hole in the universe. And just reading the title, it's already giving me a headache. I know this is going to blow my mind. So guys, prepare yourselves, okay? Are you ready? Because I do. I'm excited. Let's go. Largest black hole in the universe. Let's see.
The largest things in the universe are black holes. In contrast to things like planets or stars, they have no physical size limit and can literally grow endlessly. Although in reality, specific things need to happen to create different kinds of black holes, from really tiny ones to the largest single things in the universe.
Yes.
So how do black holes grow? And how large is the largest of them all?
Wow. I like the intro,
This video
of
will not
course.
discuss how black holes work or how
I
they
love
form,
it.
since we've looked at that in detail in our black hole and neutron star series. You can check them out afterwards. For now, we're interested in finding the largest thing in the universe. Let's start really small. Primordial black holes. The smallest kind of black holes may or may not exist.
Primordial black
If they
holes,
do,
okay.
they're probably the oldest objects in the universe, older even than atoms. They would have formed just after the Big Bang, when the universe was so dense with violent energy that any tiny pocket that was just slightly more dense than its neighbors could produce a black hole. The smallest primordial black hole that could still be around would be 8 trillion kilograms.
Okay, wait a
or so.
second. You know what? I have this idea in my mind that maybe our universe is a black hole, and then everything that's in the universe is things that were sucked by a black hole. You know, the things that fell into a black hole, and then it creates a universe. I don't know. For me, it just makes sense.
The mass of a big mountain. And yet they would be no bigger than a proton. A primordial black hole with the mass of Earth would barely be larger than a coin. This makes them very hard to find, so we haven't actually observed any yet. If they exist, they may even be the mysterious dark matter that holds galaxies together. Let's move on to the kinds of black holes that we know for sure are out there. Stellar black holes.
Stellar black holes, okay.
To make a black hole, we need to compress enough matter so that it collapses into itself. After that, the more mass we throw at it, the larger it becomes. In today's universe, only the most violent cosmic events can create the necessary conditions, such as the merger of neutron stars or when the core of a very massive star collapses in a supernova. To have a unit to work with here, we'll use the mass of our Sun, about 2 million trillion kilograms. The smallest
OMG, how did they know the mass of the Sun? Oh my gosh, this is impressive.
known black hole has 2.7 times the mass of the Sun, which works out as a sphere around 16 kilometers in diameter, large enough to cover Paris. Another lightweight black hole is the companion to the V723 Mon red giant star. This star is 24 times larger than our Sun, 30 million kilometers in diameter. And yet, it's thrown around by a tiny black hole just 17.2 kilometers wide. This tiny thing bullying the star is so much smaller that we can barely even show them in comparison. One of the largest known stellar black holes is M33X7. It currently spends its time eating a 70 solar mass blue giant bit by bit. As all that stolen matter circles towards the black hole, like water going down a drain, friction heats it up to temperatures high enough to shine 500,000 times brighter than our Sun. And yet, X7 is only 15.65 solar masses and 92 kilometers wide, just big enough to cast a shadow on Corsica. To grow much larger, black holes have to either devour a lot of stars, or better, merge with one another. The instruments that make it possible to detect these mergers are very new, so we're currently discovering a lot of exciting things. Like 2 massive black holes that we detected in a galaxy 17 billion light-years away. As they spun around each other
Wow.
violently, they released more energy in the form of gravitational waves than the combined light from all the stars in the Milky Way in 4,400 years. The new black hole they formed is about the size of Germany and is 142 solar masses. And here we hit a curious gap in scale. There are lots of black holes up to 150 solar masses, and then there's nothing
Wow.
for a long time. Until we suddenly hit black holes that are millions of times more massive. Which is a bit confusing because we had this idea that black holes are consistently growing and growing. But for the most massive black holes, this process is not fast enough to explain their existence today. The universe is simply not old enough for these supermassive black holes to have formed by eating stars and merging with each other. Something else must have happened. To explain how we got the largest black holes in the universe, we might need the largest stars that ever existed.
Oh, I mean, when I was the video last time, I don't know what video is it, but I said there that maybe I don't know how this massive black hole is created because as they said before, a black hole came from any matter that is so big, like for example sun, and then compressed, the sun compressed to the size of a city, or the earth compressed to the size of the nuts of a peanut, right? And then I asked there, so these massive black holes are maybe something so big that is crushed to that size. So what is that something so big, you know? Maybe I'm right. I did say that on my previous video. I just forgot what what that video is because I've been watching a lot of videos about this, and yeah, it's just so amazing, you know.
Quasi-stars. To get a sense of scale, we can compare them to the largest stars that exist today. Our sun
Oh
is
my
like
God,
a
it's
grain
so
of
big.
sand next to them. We
Yeah.
don't know if quasi-stars actually existed, but they're an interesting concept when it comes to supercharging black hole development. The idea is that the matter in the early universe was so dense that quasi-stars could grow to thousands of times the mass of our sun. The cores of these stars might have been crushed by their own weight so much to actually collapse into black holes
the black
while
hole.
the star was
Oh
still
yeah,
forming.
I see. So wait, let me pause. So that is what I'm talking, like these supermassive black holes, maybe something so big. I don't know what could be, maybe a star that is so big, like the size of it is unimaginable or beyond our comprehension because it's going to be compressed. Imagine the sun to be compressed in the size of city, or the earth to be compressed to the size of the moon. So either the size of a peanut. So imagine that black hole that is so massive. What is it? What it could be, like so big? I mean, it's so big. Whew. Whew. Now I can feel the heat of the sun here.
Contrast to stars today that would destroy themselves in the process, inside quasi-stars, a deadly balance could emerge. Gravity pressed the supermassive star together, feeding the black hole and heating the material falling in to such a degree that the radiation pressure kept the star stable. And so these quickly growing black holes might have been able to consume the quasi-star for millions of years and grow far bigger than any modern stellar black hole. Black holes several thousand times
This
the
is-
mass of the sun and wider than the entire Earth.
Wow.
These black holes might have become the seeds for supermassive black holes.
Wow.
So now we arrive at the kings of our universe, the largest single bodies in existence. The centers of most galaxies contain a supermassive black hole, and they are monstrous. In the Milky Way, we have
Sagittarius A,
Sagittarius
yes.
A star, a supermassive black hole with about 4 million solar masses that is calm and collected and just does its thing. We know it sits there because we can see a number of stars being thrown around by a seemingly empty spot. And despite its incredible mass, its radius is still only 17 times our sun. Smaller than most giant stars,
Okay.
but millions of times more massive. Because supermassive black holes are so massive and located at the center of galaxies, many people imagine them as being a bit like the sun in the solar system,
Okay.
an anchor that glues everything else together and forces it into an orbit. But this is a misconception. While the sun makes up 99.86% of all the mass in the solar system,
Wow.
supermassive black holes usually only have 0.001% of the mass of their galaxy.
Oh.
The billions of stars in galaxies are not
Okay.
gravitationally bound to them. Instead, it's the gravitational effect of dark matter which holds them together.
Okay.
Many supermassive black holes aren't gentle giants, especially when they're feeding on the clouds of mass in their galaxy. The one at the center of the BL Lacerti galaxy is devouring so much material that it produces jets of plasma accelerated to nearly the speed of light.
Okay.
If Earth were orbiting this huge body, it would seem
Oh my God, you're about to
115
die.
times larger than our sun in the sky, and we'd be burnt to a crisp in seconds by its glowing hot accretion disk. At this point, black holes
Oh.
become so large that stars seem ridiculously tiny compared
Look at
to them.
that.
The galaxy Cygnus A has a supermassive black hole with 2.5 billion solar masses and 14.7 billion kilometers
Oh my
wide,
goodness.
which would mean that if it took the place of our sun, it would swallow all the planets and stretch halfway to the edge of our solar system. It's devouring
Oh,
so
no.
much mass and material that it churns its disk into a kind of magnetic funnel, spewing gas out, making tremendous radio lobes towering over the galaxy 500,000 light-years in diameter. That's 2.5 Milky Ways
Wow,
wide.
2.5 Milky Ways.
Another pretty large supermassive black hole sits in the galaxy Messier 87. It has 6.5 billion solar
Oh,
masses
there's a picture
and was
taken,
the
capture
first black
taken,
hole
okay.
we got an actual photo of. Or rather, of the
Okay.
glowing gas around the edge of a menacing shadow. This sphere of darkness is so large that it covers our entire solar system. And
Oh, no.
yet, there is a scale even above these kinds of objects. Ultramassive black holes.
Oh my goodness.
Now we reach the most massive black holes, perhaps the largest single bodies that will ever exist. These black holes have eaten so much that they've grown to tens of billions of solar masses, their gravity the engine for a
Oh.
quasar, an accretion disk shining brighter than thousands of galaxies full of stars. So massive that they deserve a title of their own: ultramassive black holes. The ultramassive black hole at the center of galaxy OJ287 is 18 billion solar masses. It's so big that it has a supermassive black hole nearly 40 times larger than Sagittarius A star orbiting it.
Wow.
This thing defies imagination and is really hard to compare to anything. It can comfortably fit 3 solar systems side by side inside of it. Let's end this insane competition and get to the King of Kings. Ton 680,
Finally, Ton!
a
I've
black
heard
hole
of
that we can
Ton!
observe consuming galaxies worth of matter, is shining with the brightness of 100 trillion stars, visible from 18 billion light years away. It has an incredible 66 billion solar masses, a black hole so large that it would take light a week to reach the singularity after crossing the event horizon. About 11 solar
11
systems could sit
solar
inside of
systems.
it, side by side. It may very well be the largest single body in the universe, but in reality, it's probably even larger. Since Ton 618 is so far away, we only see what it looked like 10 billion
Yeah,
years
finally
ago.
I've heard of Ton because the last time I watched black hole comparison, it's so short. The video is so short, like 4 minutes, and it did not mention Ton. So I was like, "Where's Ton? I've heard of Ton before when I watched the universe size comparison." So yeah, I'm happy to hear about Ton.
In any case, black holes are scary and mysterious and gigantic.
It is.
They'll be
It
here
is.
after everything else dies and growing larger and larger.
And larger.
Okay,
Yeah.
now let's do the trip again.
That's why I was think. That's why I'm saying is maybe our universe is a black hole, and then everything that we have here is everything it fell into the black hole, you know. And then there's a black hole too inside the black hole because black hole also eat black holes, you know, or sometimes they merge. It's just fascinating. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. Oh my goodness. Whew.
From the smallest possible black hole all the way up to the largest.
Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, the largest star! Look at the largest star in there, you can't barely see it!
Let's try something new today. We can call it Behind the Lies, a short behind-the-scenes bit about the necessary
Oh my
inaccuracies
gosh,
in this video.
this is so...
Because it's not really actually possible to rank black holes like trading cards. How so? Well, while we've catalogued millions of stars, we really only have good data on a couple of dozen black holes. That's because black hole gazing wasn't really a thing until 50 years ago, and technically still isn't because we can't see black holes. We can only derive their properties from studying their gravitational effects on the matter around them, like the orbit of stars that come close to them. This effect depends on the mass of the black hole, which we can approximate at the most basic level with Kepler's laws. But this comes with huge uncertainties and error bars. Then we have to convert mass to size next, which brings new uncertainties. For example, we calculated the radius from the mass using the Schwarzschild equation, which for the sake of simplicity assumes black holes are perfectly round and don't spin, a kind of black hole that doesn't really exist. The reality is that physics on these scales is a bit fuzzy. So some of the black holes we talked about here may be way smaller or way bigger. We just don't know for sure. We shimmered around this problem by comparing different sources with different kinds of values and using different mass calculations to arrive at a standardized list that allowed us to be as accurate as humanly possible. You can look at all of this in our source doc. As a result, this script was written with the tears of experts we drove crazy with our obsession for the best values they could live with. In this process, tons of stuff got cut and didn't make it into the final video. But luckily, we found a way to not waste all of it. We've created a lot of black hole merch, spanning the whole range from somewhat bonkers to more serious. This way, we get to explore a topic from different angles, and you get to continue having fun with black holes after this video ends.
Yeah. Okay, it's done. Okay, thank you so much, Kurzgesagt. In a nutshell, I still don't know how to read it right. But thank you so much. This video is amazing. It's mind-blowing. It's fascinating as well. And it's also, you know, what do you call it? Scary. You know, it scares me too. You know, because this is so massive, you know. And this, I have this feeling or idea that the universe may be a black hole, you know. I don't know, but because universe is a black hole, that everything we have here that's everything that fell into it, right, from the universe, from the other universe. You maybe it makes sense to you too, but to me it makes sense. It's really amazing. I love it. Thank you so much for this wonderful video. I really love it. You know, guys, if you love it too, if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment down below. Give me some suggestions or recommendations for what future videos you want me to make, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much in advance, and also thank you so much for watching with me, and see you on my next one. Bye! Mwah. Hi guys, don't forget to check my webpage. I do photo restoration, colorization, and repair. So I'm just going to breathe life to your old photos and make it look like a new one in a very affordable price. Check that out.